What's up, everybody? This is an ear stretching video. It's been a very long time, but I just want to give you guys an update on what I have been doing with my ears. So my last video, I stretched to a 2 gauge, I'm pretty sure, and I've been there since August, I say. So I probably about a month or two ago, I decided to buy some 0 gauge jewelry. Because I figured I waited so long, that I wouldn't need to do the 1 gauge, but I was mistaken. So I bought this pack of, it was like a taper, and it comes with one of these earrings, screw on back or whatever. So I'm like, cool, it comes with it. So I tried my right ear. This is a couple months ago, mind you. So I tried my right ear, and it was like, no. So I didn't even force it. I don't force it. You should never force jewelry. So it didn't go. I was like, I don't even feel like going through the pain. So I put that down, left in my 2 gauges. So I went to my left ear, and I felt the little sting, but I still pushed it through. So I'm like, okay, it hurts, but not a big deal. So I went to sleep on it or whatever, and I woke up in the morning and I let it be. I didn't touch it, I didn't bother it, I didn't clean it, I didn't do anything. It just still kind of hurt, but the hurt that you get when you stretch. I feel like, I know people say it shouldn't hurt, you shouldn't feel it, but there's a certain stinging, sometimes, you're just gonna feel it. So it was a normal type thing. So the next day I'm like, okay, let me clean it or whatever. So I take it out and notice that there's blood on the inside of my ear. It would be in there, so it was red, but it wasn't a blowout because there was no skin coming out the bag. So I'm like, what the fuck have I done? So I'm like, okay. I had the taper in, so I had basically this taper in, so I took the taper out, but it was over here. Took it out. I'm like, okay, let me downsize straight. So I went back to this little thing, and I basically did sea salt soaks. I've been doing them. I don't really do them anymore. It's healed, but I did sea salt soaks until it healed. And then I used the vitamin E oil to get the lobes back or whatever. So I'm gonna probably stay here just for a little while, just because I'm afraid. But in the meantime, while I was crying over my left ear, I decided to do the taping method with my right ear, and I use regular PTFE Teflon tape. No adhesive. If you're gonna do the taping method, which I can now say I highly recommend. I wish I would have done it from the beginning. Tapers are, I wasted so much money just doing that. But if you can get your hands on some PTFE Teflon tape, or any non-adhesive tape that you know, bondage tape, go to Spencer's or something like that, you can find that. It's a great method. I just tried today. I was like, oh, let me see, I've been taping for I don't really know how long. I didn't keep track of maybe a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks maybe. We could push it to a month just to be safe. And so it pretty much looks like this. This is how much tape I've done. I was like, well, let me see how far I've gotten. I was just watching a video of this guy talking about gauges. Let me see. And I put the 0 gauge taper in and it went straight through it. I had no clue. So if you are not a very patient person, this makes it seem as if it's like that. So I would go ahead and do the taping method. It's really simple. You just wrap a layer around maybe every other day, depending. You go by your ears. If your ears feel like they're good, you could tape a couple more layers. Use the vitamin E oil on your ear and on the earring with the tape, because it can get really dry. It'll suck the oil up. Just lube up the earring a lot, so that it could last a while. Maybe do it a couple times a day, just to ensure that your ear isn't dry or anything isn't going wrong with that. But yeah, I just wanted to say I'm very surprised that it went that fast. I was expecting some really long process, but I guess when you're not really paying attention to it, it actually gets there. So I'll probably start it for my left ear soon. Didn't really take that long, so I might as well. I think it's a really safe, healthy way to do it. I do vitamin E oil not soaks, rubs or whatever, keep the lobes good. I think that these few things are really good if you're trying to go from the 2 to 0, which is a very big stretch. I could have gotten a blowout. I got basically the same thing. The process was hindered, so just be careful when you're stretching your ears. Know the limit. If you feel anything, you probably should just stop, because when I put this in, it was like that. So I definitely recommend the taping method. Once again, the PTFE tape, Teflon tape, or bondage tape or whatever you can find, anything non-adhesive. I recommend vitamin E oil to keep the lobes healthy. Taping method very easy. I'm sure you can find YouTube videos on it, even though you just wrap it around. But yeah, so that's pretty much the final status for me. Right ear is at a 0 gauge. Finally, this is still at 2, but it should be there in a month or so. So I should be done. I said I was gonna stop at 0. This is like point of no return, they say, you know. So I'll probably stop there. I'm pretty cool with these ears. I don't really have big ears, so this might be the last video, guys. But thanks for everybody who watched. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. I'll try and respond to them in a timely fashion. You can inbox me or whatever, do whatever you want to do. I got my nose pierced just cause. But yeah, that's all. Any questions you have, let me know. Subscribe. Yeah.